Welcome back, my Duelist friends, and hello to any of the new ones. Real quick, obviously you guys have figured it out. Cyber Dragon is the deck. So, for anybody who went back to the tech analysis from this last weekend, the Monarchs Erupt one. If you guys had commented Cyber Dragon deck or some variation of that information, then we will choose the first three that had appeared before this, because this is pre-taped. This is like the next morning. This is Sunday right now, for real. But this is going up on Tuesday. So for anybody who did, in fact, guess Cyber Dragon on there before this video goes live, the first three people will be sent, obviously, a message through the chats, through the comment sections. And of course, I'll ask you to send your mailing information to my email. Let's not put that information directly on YouTube, just for reasons. Now, as the title said, this is the common charity Cyber Dragon. So every card that I am using has to be a common card, or else I can't use it. And of course, works well with this week's deck commander, our deck master, Slifer. However, could not happen in common charity because, of course, Slifer has never been a common. So there is that. So let's get you guys the deck list, and then we'll sign it out, do all the stuff. So first thing we're going to be playing is 3 copies of the original Cyber Dragon. Then you're going to want 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Core and 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Noster. To help round it out, 2 copies Veer, 1 copy Genix Ally Birdman, and again, this just kind of helps you get into your one link. And then 2 copies Jizukuru, the Star Destroying Kaiju, because yes, Kaiju should definitely exist in this format. We're going to go ahead and leave that up there for a quick second in case you guys are just jotting down the notes, and then we're going to use a little bit of magic to go ahead and clear the field, so this way we can go ahead and get into the spells. So the spells are going to be 3 copies of Cyber Emergency, 3 copies of Cyber Repair Plant, and again, a big thanks to the Cyber Strike structure deck for giving a lot of this deck list today. Just basically handing it to us. Single copy of Instant Fusion. Again, we're going to use this either for our link play to Seeger, or we can overlay into our Nova. We are going to be running 2 copies of Limiter Removal. This week's profiles with the Cyber Dragons are really more about trying to get the 1-turn kills rather than playing a lengthy control builds, but both decks this week are going to be able to fall back into that. We are going to run 3 copies Machine Duplication. Again, huge shout out to the structure deck for providing these. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 for 1. We're going to rock 2 copies of our Overload Fusion, 3 copies of our Power Bond, and we're going to round our spells out with a single Upstart Goblin. So again, it's very spell heavy. And again, when we get to the test hands tomorrow, we'll do that. That'll be up on, let's see, today's Tuesday, so that'll be Wednesday. We'll go ahead and show you guys a couple test hands and see what we can't do. Let's use that movie magic one more time, and that'll clear the field, so this way we can go through our traps. Now, not playing a lot of traps, just 6. Unfortunately, Infinite Impermanence, not going to be a big deal today, because we still don't have a common for that. But to go with the 1-turn kills, or the 1-turn strikes, we are going to board in 2 copies of Cybernetic Revolution. It is just a fun way to punish somebody with a Cyber End Dragon. When I built this, it's a single Lost Wind, because I actually built a 39 card deck, and rather than just dropping 1 Effect Veiler in here, which you can do, because common charity, I felt like the reuse on the Lost Wind was more fun for me, so that's what I went with. And then actually borrowing from the, almost said it, the Machina structure deck, we're going to use the 3 copies Solemn Strike. Big fan of this card in every format that we are allowed to use it in. So yeah, I'm just going to see it all the time. Hopefully that was enough time for you guys to do that. Let's get into our extra deck. So the extra deck is fairly simple. We are going to run a single copy Barbaroid, the ultimate battle machine. And again, this is in case Nova doesn't happen well. But again, there's no threat of Infinity in this format because Infinity has not come out as a common yet. We are going to run with 2 copies Chimeric Fortress Dragon. And again, this pairs off well with the double Jizakuru. This allows us to out some big monster on our opponent's side and then actually absorb it into the Fortress Dragon before we go in for big strikes. Single copy Over Dragon. Double copy, of Rampage Dragon. Again, these are just really great. At least these 3 are really great. I forgot the name of the spell for some reason. Overload fusion targets. Then, of course, we're going to run 3 copies Cyber Dragon, 2 copies of Cyber Twin Dragon, and this is where a lot of our game strokes actually end up happening. There is our Panzer Dragon for our instant fusion target, and again, if I wanted to play a little bit different and I had the space in here, this could also be like a Thousand Eyes Restrict going into like a Link Karibo, because again, these are all things that have been common at some point. Moving over to our Xyz, I am running 2 copies of Cyber Dragon Nova. And again, this helps us like justify the 3rd Cyber Dragon, because again, normally that would be like a 2-2 split thing. But again, this also allows us to go into Barbroid to really start breaking off big boards. And then last up, just a single copy of Seeger. It's a good tech. And it is what it is. So I'm going to leave those up there while I thank you guys for stopping by and checking this video out today. If you guys did win, if anybody did guess it, because at this time of me filming this, nobody has guessed it yet. Again, I'll get back to you in the comment section where you guessed it. Again, make sure that that is on the Monarchs Erupt tech analysis video. And, just sometime before, I think these go up 11 a.m. my time, which is Eastern time. So as long as you get it in there before that, we're good. And again, it'll be the first 3 people. You guys, I'll just sign some cards out of my trade binder and I'll send them out. It should be fantastic. You guys don't have to pay anything or do anything outside of just provide the mailing address. That's all. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed this. And if this is all you were after today, you guys go out there and have a great one. Everybody else, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. And then we're just basically going to brief over the cards real quick. So if we could, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to start in the main deck again. So Cyber Dragon, again, if your opponent controls monsters and you don't, you can special summon this card from your hand. Again, really good effect, was really good back when it came out. Still, like, I think it was viable right around, like, GOAT, or maybe it was Reaper format. I think it was Reaper format. Good card, great card, and obviously the title character for this deck. Core is probably going to be one of your best normal summon starter effects here. It does become Cyber Dragon while it's on the field or in the graveyard, and when it is normal summoned, you get to add 1 cyber spell or trap from the deck to the hand, which will allow us to grab our Cyber Emergency, our Cybernetic Revolution, and of course our Cyber Repair Plant in this version. If only your opponent controls a monster, you can banish this card from the graveyard to special summon 1 Cyber Dragon monster from the deck. You can use 1 effect per turn and only once per turn. So again, very cool. Generally, you're going to want to go off the first effect. Also, it is one of our 2 targets for machine duplication in this deck, as it is a machine below 500. The other target is going to be Noster. This card does become Cyber Dragon while it's on the field or in the graveyard. You can discard 1 other monster to special summon this card from the hand. If this is normal or special summon, you can target a machine monster with 2100 attack or defense in the graveyard to special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except machines. You can only use each effect once per turn, and again, this will help you go straight into a Seeger if you need to. You could always bop regular Cyber Dragon out of your hand in order to summon this, bring back the Cyber Dragon, link 2 right there. Or again, what you can do is machine dupe on him to generate another 2 Cyber Dragons. It's all going to be situational, and it's going to be all right. The 2 copies of Veer, this card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. And if you normal or special summon Cyber Dragon, except during the damage step, special summon this card from your hand in defense. So again, it's sort of like an extension summon. You can only use this effect once per turn, and each Cyber Dragon you control gains 500 attack and defense. So you do get a kind of a little bulk up for your side of the field if this character is on board. But really, we're just going to use him for the link. Genix Ally Birdman is just a really cool card too. You can return one face-up monster you control to the hand, special summon this from the hand, but banish it when it leaves the field. Also would gain 500 attack if the returned monster was a wind attribute. Not going to happen in our deck. But there are some setups where maybe you want to put your card back in your hand in order to redo what you're doing. Again, we take one more look. Never mind. It is a tuner. No, we didn't run any synchros. It just is what it is. And Jizukuru, rather than read the whole thing, really, we're just going to go into Fortress Dragon to vacuum this up. We just want to special summon this from our side, from our hand to the opponent's side of the field in attack position by attributing one monster that they control. Honestly, the rest of the Kaiju effect doesn't matter that much. We realistically, we just want to play this card out some big bad monster card and then just absorb that. So that is that. Going into the spells, the Cyber Emergency allows you to add one light machine monster that cannot be normal summoned or set, or one Cyber Dragon monster from the deck to the hand. And if the activation of this card in its owner's possession is negated by an opponent's card effect and sent to your graveyard, you may discard one card, add this card to your hand, activate one per turn. So pretty cool, and again, allows us a lot of utility. We do have the Repair Plants. If a Cyber Dragon is in the graveyard, you can activate one of the following. If you have 3 or more, activate both in sequence. First effect is add one light machine monster from deck to hand, which is going to be great because you'll notice it doesn't say it has to be a cyber monster. And this could actually allow you to get your Jizukuru. So I'm actually toying around with dropping him down to 1. Or secondarily, target a light machine monster in your graveyard and shuffle that back into your deck. So you're either putting things back or you're tutoring. It's good. Instant fusion, pay 1,000 life points, special summon a level 5 or lower fusion monster from the fusion deck. It is considered to be a fusion summon. Can't attack this turn. It's destroyed during the end phase. You can only activate one of these per turn. Again, this is how we're going to get Panzer Dragon out to again go for the rank 5 overlay to Nova. Or again, you can go into links, so this will allow you access to your Seeker as well. The double limiter removal, double the attack of all machines you currently control till the end of the turn. During the end phase of this turn, destroy those monsters. Fantastic. It's going to allow us to go for some game. Machine dupes, target a machine monster you control with 500 or less attack, special summon up to 2 monsters from the deck with the same name as the face-up monster. So again, this is what's important. This is why we used the little low-level ones that changed their name to Cyber Dragon so we can get out the 5-star Cyber Dragons. Monster Reborn, generic extender, good and good. 1 for 1, send a monster from the hand to the graveyard to special summon 1 level 1 from the hand or deck. So again, if you started off and maybe you have just regular Cyber Dragon or you have Veer and you have the machine dupe, we can still get Noster or Core to the field. And again, I want to say Core's effect was normal or special summon. We will check that real quick when it is normal summon. So not on the special summon. You might be able to do it with the Noster then, was it? Noster, 2/2/2. When this one is normal or special summon, then you could summon up the other monster. So again, if you had the level 5 Cyber Dragon, then you could obviously pitch the level 5 Cyber Dragon for the 1 for 1, go into Noster, and then reborn through Noster's effect the 5-star Cyber Dragon before you activate your machine duplication, which again is fantastic. Overload Fusion allows us to fusion summon dark machine fusions from our extra deck by banishing materials from field and grave. We're obviously going to be doing it from grave more often. 2, because we just don't have as many targets. 3 Power Bonds allows us to fusion summon any machine fusion monster from the extra deck. It will double. It will gain attack equal to its original attack. As a permanent, however, during the end of the turn we activated this, we will take damage equal to the gain. So in the case of Cyber Dragon, it is 4,000. It will gain 4,000, and during the end of the turn, we will burn for 4,000. Not to be mixed up with Wendy's 4 for 4. And then you got just the Upstart Goblin again. This is just to generate an extra draw card and help the strategy out. The traps, Cybernetic Revolutions. Tribute to Cyber Dragon, and again, this could be any character that's changed its name, to special summon one fusion monster from the extra deck that lists Cyber Dragon as material, but it may not attack directly and is destroyed during the end phase of the next turn. You'd only activate one per turn. So again, if you get pushed into a corner, small cards like Nostra can become Cyber End for the turn, which is fine. Or you can use that Nostra as the Cyber End to punch through a monster, so that you could break the front line on the opposing side to go ahead and try to swing with something else for game. The Lost Wind is just good and generic. Target one face-up special summon monster on the field, negate its effects. Its original attack is halved. If a monster is special summoned from the opponent's extra deck, which is way more common in this the main versions of the game than it was in Speed Duel, while this card is in the graveyard, you can set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. So you do get 2 shots out of this Lost Wind. And again, it's way more potent outside of Speed Duel. And 3 copies of Solemn Strike. So when a monster or monsters would be summoned, special summoned, or an effect would be activated, you can pay 1,500 life points to negate either the summons or the activation, and if we do, destroy the cards. Again, I'm not sure why it says card, because again, this would stop and negate and destroy like an entire pendulum swing of summonings, or like say card destruction I think card destruction, you know what? No, card destruction with Dark World wouldn't work, because even though they're all summoning at the same time, they're each summoning themselves, so it's a stack of effects. So that's not right. Moving over to the extra deck, you do have Barbaroid again, and again, we're not going to play him the normal way. He's here for if Nova gets popped. This card can make it a second attack during each battle phase. This card cannot attack the opponent directly after damage calculation if it attacked an opponent's monster. Negate the effects of that monster, including in the graveyard. And if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict 1,000 points of damage to the opponent. This guy's already rocking a 4,000 by 4,000 stat. If we limit remove, he's already 8k. He can hit 2 monsters in the same round. And again, if they're in attack mode, that's 8,000 going at each monster, and then when he gets popped, it's an extra 1,000 damage right there too. So like, this could be a whole game condition on itself. We do have the Chimeric Fortress. It's Cyber Dragon plus any amount of other machine monsters. Cannot be used as fusion material. That's fine. Must first be special summoned from the extra deck by sending the above cards from either field to the graveyard. The original attack of this becomes 1,000 times number of materials used to summon it. So it's a generic 2,000 to start, and then scalable to however high you would like it to go. And another thing that's really cool is with the Get Exile Birdman, we can recycle these guys. So that's fun too. The Over Dragon, again, Cyber Dragon plus X other machine monsters. Must be fusion summoned. If this is fusion summoned, send all other cards you control to the graveyard. The original attack and defense become the number of materials times 800. And this can attack your opponent's monsters a number of times each battle phase up to the number of materials used for its fusion. So it can get pretty big real quick. Again, I only run it as a one of. It's sort of like a if the game went too long type thing, then we play it. And it's sort of like a little trump card thing. One of my favorites is the Chimeric Rampage. It's 2+ Cyber Dragon monsters. So with this one, a fusion summon of this card can only be done with the above materials. When this card is fusion summoned, you can target spell traps on the field up to the number of materials used to summon this. Destroy those cards. Once per turn, you can send up to 2 light machines from the deck to the graveyard, and if you do, for each monster sent to the graveyard, this gains an additional attack during each battle phase this turn. So it kind of does a lot of things, and it does help set up for our Over Dragon, if you think about it. And it's just kind of chaotic nasty, so play it at 2. And you can play it off instant fusion too. So if you guys don't want to run the Panzer, come to think of it, then you guys could just, keep that in there and run this instead. Free up a slot for yourselves. 3 Cyber Ends, again, 3 Cyber Dragons, but this isn't that hard to do once things are boarded. And again, we could power bond after a machine dupe to go into an 8k version of this. Plus, if it attacks a monster with defense and has the advantage, we do piercing. So we can get this thing up to like 16,000 pretty quickly. And I'll show you guys a hand tomorrow where I'm going to do that. Another great tactical card is the Cyber Twin. Fusion summon of this can only be done with the above materials, which is 2 Cyber Dragons, and it can attack twice every battle phase. And it's got a healthy stat of 28. Again, if we power bond into this, that's 56 twice. So again, not too bad. Panzer Dragon. Again, I just like using this guy. If this is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. Like, if there was no way to attack over anything, there was no way to make anything else, you could always just use Instant Fusion to play it and watch it go away. And again, since the effect of the Instant Fusion is to destroy the card, it is destroyed by an effect, sent to the graveyard, and you're fine. Going into our Xyz, we do have the 2 Novas, just 2 level 5 machines. Once per turn, detach material from this, target a Cyber Dragon in the graveyard, special summon the target. Once per turn, as a quick effect, you can banish 1 Cyber Dragon from your hand or face up on the field in your monster zone. This card gains 2100 attack until the end of this turn. If this card in your possession is sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card effect, special summon 1 machine fusion monster from your extra deck. And again, Barbaroid and Cyber and Dragon, 2 devilish monsters available to us here in Common Charity. So, last card, Seeger. 2 machine monsters, including a Cyber Dragon. Super easy to do in this deck. This card's name does become Cyber Dragon while it's on the field or the graveyard. And during each battle phase, if this card has not declared an attack, as a quick effect, you can target 1 machine monster you control with 2100 or more attack. For the rest of that turn, that monster gains 2100 attack and defense. Neither player takes any battle damage from attacks involving this monster. You can only use this effect once per turn. So that's pretty cool too. And it's kind of tech. So that is our Common Charity Cyber Dragon deck. Again, we will have our test hands tomorrow. And then the day after that, Thursday, we should be back. And I've got a rarefied kind of a speed beatdown, just kind of the theme this week. Again, another Cyber Dragon deck for you guys to give you just a different aspect when we're able to use things that are just not common. So, again, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you guys go do something for yourselves today. So, do the subscription, spread the word, and have a good one, my friends. See you later.